If you're naturally quite an empathic person, you might run the risk while learning nonviolent communication to focus so much on the listening part, the listening to other people, and get so good at that you completely lose yourself and forget about your other needs and start feeling resentful towards the people that you listen to. So I heard from many of you that you have this experience, and I want to share that I had it too. I've worked on this a lot. And in this video, I will share 5 steps with you that you can take to make sure that you protect your energy, have balanced connections, protect your self-worth, and also keep your fun in listening. So the first thing to do is to create clarity in yourself, what it is in you that makes you continue listening when part of you doesn't want that. It can be different for each person. And so one common jackal that I want to check if you can relate to that is the thought that listening is more enlightened somehow, or more NVC somehow, than, for example, expressing. Is that what's going on in you? Or maybe another thought could be that, when I don't want to listen to someone, and then when I say this, there might be hurt in the other person, it might trigger pain. And, I guess this thought could even be true, it might even be your experience. And I guess there's maybe another thought saying that, the feelings of this person are more important than my feelings. Or, we will never manage to make sure that both needs get met. And so when you've figured out a few of your thoughts, maybe there are several, try to find what is the need behind this. Maybe you have a need for harmony or a need to be loved and accepted. Maybe you just have a big need for competence in MVC and just want to practice it a lot. Try to see, what is going on for you. And it might be helpful as well if you know that this is kind of a long-lasting habit, a thing that you have already from when you were quite young, to see where this is coming from. Is it like some of your parents maybe were an example for you in listening a lot? And if that is the case, in a way it's great, right? That you're have such an interest in listening. And it just might help to pick another example of you, a person, like a famous person, or just a person that you know that is really, excelling in expressing honestly or connecting with themselves. And so that you have, a mix of examples for your life. It might also be that, some MVC sources focus quite a lot on the listening part, on empathic listening. And maybe all it takes for you is just this, to realize that, at least in my view, all 3 pillars of MVC, so that's listening, expressing, and self-empathy, are equally important, and to focus, on all 3 of them creates a balance in you and your life. So my second tip is to know how to say no when someone is speaking more words than you like. And so this is how I see this. Saying no when someone is speaking more words than you like is an act of love towards yourself and the other person. And so practicing doing that will also help you to, that's what I believe, to attract the people in your life that are, have space to love you and accept you the way you are, and vice versa. So how do you say no in a connecting way? Start first by, interrupting them, making them stop talking for a second. But how do you do that? One thing you can say is, can I pause you for a second? So don't wait with this until they've finish their story, until there's a gap. There are people that can just talk and talk and talk, and you can wait and wait and wait for the right moment. The right moment is the moment when you feel there's only one word more than you like. That's the right moment. That's when you say, hey, can I pause you? And then you can continue. Hey, I notice I'm quite full and I really want to listen to you with my full attention. Is it okay for you if we continue tomorrow? Or, hey, I notice I'm quite full and I really want to listen to you with just my full energy, full attention. Is it okay if I focus on some other things now? So if you want to learn more about this thing of interrupting people, I'm going to make a separate video that will appear up here once it's ready, that will contain more sentences and also what to do when the person doesn't reply in a way that you enjoy and all of that. My third tip is to start practicing expressing. And so if for you taking up space and sharing your needs is not really a habit yet, it can be helpful to take really small baby giraffe steps and to set yourself small goals so you'll be more inclined to start taking these small steps, start practicing it. So just to give you a few examples of what those goals could look like. It could be whenever I'm with someone and I actually want to go home at some point, I will say it right away. Or whenever someone speaks more words than I like, I will use the sentence of, how to say no when that happens. Or I will start practicing self-empathy every day so it becomes more fluid to connect with my own needs. And so when it comes to expressing, check if there's maybe a jackal that says, I have to be 100% perfect in expressing before I can do so. It has to be perfect MVC, it shouldn't cause any pain. If there's something like that going on in you, it might be helpful to start telling yourself this thing of, every time I express myself, I'm telling my system that I matter. And when I do so regularly, I will have actually more space for other people. So even if I would want to care for others only, even then, it would be so helpful to start to care for myself. And so to have this softness that, if you express yourself, that's great. If it's not 100% MVC to your own evaluation, that doesn't matter. If you can express yourself in a moment, the next step is to express yourself in an even more connecting way. And by the way, if you want to prepare a talk that seems kind of tough to you, I have this tough talk preparation sheet that you can download here, so you can make use of that to support yourself even more. So my fourth tip is to get comfortable with disharmony. And this might sound a little scary for some of you, and if it does, then this is the perfect tip for you, I guess. So maybe there's a jackal in you that says something like, I can only relax when all my relationships are harmonious, when everything is solved in my life. And that might create another thought that says something like, I have to resolve everything fast, because otherwise I cannot relax, right? And so it could be helpful to start seeing harmony as something that can be between you and other people, but that can also appear between you and yourself. Because, sometimes the harmony between you and another person might not come that fast, might not appear that fast, or it might not appear at all. And then it can be helpful to practice another attitude in yourself. Like, how harmonious am I with me and me? So for example, you could practice being in a not knowing about someone, just to stay with yourself when it happens. And to stay with maybe the discomfort of will this contact stay healthy? Will this person still like me? Just to stay with those feelings for yourself and to get really skilled in being with that, so you can actually relax more, and actually the harmony might come more easily than before even. Tip number 5 is to allow yourself choice in connections, choice in the people you hang out with. So MVC is an amazing tool to connect with anyone. And so I found myself at some point thinking, but now that I can, I have to connect with anyone, with everyone. This can become pretty exhausting, especially because there's still a part of you that has more ease with certain people than with other people, more chemistry. And there might be a very understandable need to have ease in receiving love, to have flow with certain people. So allow yourself a choice in the people you hang out with. And sometimes what that may look like when things don't really work out well with one person, that you just hang out with other people more, right? This can be a very soft and natural way of just having more people in your life that you enjoy spending time with a lot. Sometimes it might mean that you really need to break up with someone, that you really need to tell someone that you don't want to be in contact, or you want to be less in contact. And I will dedicate a separate video to this kind of breaking up with people, because I know that it can be very painful. It can be like, really a mourning comparable to losing someone, to having someone pass away. And for now, what I would like you to take in is that, finding the people that match with you in every stage of your life is like a continuous process. Just like finding your passion can be a process that you grow in, day by day. And the same thing goes for finding the people that fit you. And so the way I see it, I'm always very aware that I have limited time on this planet, as far as I know. And so I want to spend it with the people that I like the most. And what I've also noticed is that when I do that, there's actually more energy left for, acquaintances or random people I meet during the day. And so it actually works out really well. So I'm curious to hear now what aspect of this topic is the most challenging for you. Maybe hearing all of this, you have got some idea now. Please share it in the comments so we can all learn from each other. And also, if you know someone that might benefit from this video, you can share it with them so they can, you can maybe even practice together to get better at this. If you want to know whenever there's a new video coming up, please subscribe and hit the notification bell so you get an update whenever I have a new video. And so I would love to see you next time, guys. Ciao!